Good morning, wonderful people. How y'all doing? Um, I know it kind of looks a little grayish, a little dark. That's because it's raining out and just overcast. So, um, Saturday the 29th, um, just got done having coffee and cleaning up and all that kind of wonderful stuff, and figured I'd come on here and do a little, I guess, about me type thing. I don't know. I'm not too good at it, but you know, figure everyone should, especially all the new subscribers. We've got 6 new subscribers last 48 hours, I guess. More or less the last 24. Hi, welcome to the channel. Thank you for tapping on that subscribe button. It is great for me, or an honor. Yeah, it's just a quiet weekend. Definitely try and drive around town. There's not much to do in a small Midwest town that I don't know nothing about. Don't know anything about. Um, Currently going to school for welding. They have 2 courses. One's an 18-week, which is a master pipe fitter, and one's a master structural. Probably butchered that, but one's 18 weeks. That's the master pipe fitter, and the master structural is 11 weeks. Right now, doing the master structural one, which is the 11 weeks, which is getting paid for through my post 9/11 GI Bill. Want to do the 18 weeks, but I'm kind of on the fence right now. Probably go in and talk to somebody at the school to see what's the difference, because I know nothing about the welding industry, except that you weld and put metal together. So yeah, that's something I gotta figure out. I'm right now shooting to try and get the 18 weeks, but I'm already got the 11 weeks paid for. Again, a little about me. 48, will be 49 in March. Single dad to my son, who is 16, will be 17 in January. Wow. Awesome. Served in the Army for 8.5 years as a cook. Yes, I tried learning culinary outside of the military, which is a totally different animal than the military when it comes to cooking. So, got out, tried doing diesel mechanics, didn't work out. Tried doing golf and landscape management. No, never doing that. Got into plumbing and pipe fitting, did great at that, but come to find out, my back I couldn't do the commercial lifting all the pipes and heavy pipes and stuff. Again, tried doing culinary, didn't work out. Then COVID hit. Digital photography. That was a certification. Completed that. Loved taking pictures. And tried working with a guy who had a small media company, photography, drone, all that kind of stuff. Just it wasn't clicking. And then three years ago, I Around 2022, I found out about van life, which if y'all have watched my videos know that's what I end up going doing. Got 100, went from 80% disabled to 100% because of colon cancer, but it was only a temporary 100%. Went back down to 80, but anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Bounced between Wisconsin and Florida, going down and seeing my kid during the winter, and then going back to Wisconsin and doing repairs on my current ambulance / tiny home. Over the summer, this summer, 2025, I'm sorry, had a brain fart there. Decided to get a hotel room just for a night or two, just because it was just hot as hot can be. And started watching a show called Texas Metal and wanted to learn how to weld. Was going to go through the local community college, but just for TIG welding. But then I'm like, if you know how internet is, you start searching welding and found the school that I'm currently at. Want to be a traveling welder. That's definitely what I want to do. At least that's the plan. I just, like a lot of most people that decided to do van life, just got tired of being stuck in one spot, paying the outrageous rent and utilities and all that stuff. It just couldn't do it. And the fact that I'm also I just don't like being in one spot for too long. There's spots that I would enjoy being in and spend time, especially around my son. But I want to travel, like everyone does. Definitely once I get done with welding, I'm going to go down by my son in Florida and find a job there until he turns 18 and see kind of where he goes from there. Again, this is a general idea. Things always change, but I definitely plan on spending more time around my son, which I do, don't get me wrong. Love him beyond all beliefs. He's the greatest kid in the world. He's a young man. I'm sorry, young man. But that's that on that. Did 8.5 years in the Army as a cook, like I said. I just got my disability percentage up to 90%. Most of it's for my spine. Partially pinched nerve and sciatic arthritis, I think, if I remember correctly, in my neck. Partially herniated disc in my lower back. Both sciatic nerves on my left side. Both hips are... don't ask me terminology, they're not in great shape. Have to have a partially pinched nerve. That's most of what I get this disability for. Sorry, tinnitus, PTSD, the usual stuff. I just now have to get injections in both my elbows. Right elbow has also a partially pinched nerve, and I have to get injections, like I said, every 6 months. Don't remember the full terminology of exactly what's wrong. It's stemmed off of being tinnitus, Jesus. Tennis elbow, but it's gotten worse. Something with the muscle. Definitely before the Army, did a lot of construction, pulling piers, pre-stressed concrete, a lot of construction type stuff. Now it's like I gotta learn that I can't do all that stuff anymore. I I can. I mean, there's stuff I can do, but I can't do it like I used to. Welding. Just something about it. I've always been intrigued with welding and wanted to make a living out of it. This always going to be in an industry that is always needed, whether it's pipe fitting or structural or anything. I mean, you need to join two pieces of metal, weld it. I just like to travel. I guess you can say I have a gypsy soul that just wants to travel. Used to be very. I'm an outgoing person, but I'm not anymore. I'm an introvert. I like keeping to myself, but I also like interaction. I'm not, like I used to be. Small groups, just the way it is. I guess now, as you get older, I've been doing YouTube here since I started van life, and still learning to talk on here and be open about myself. I definitely want to travel, and exactly what I want to do in welding, I'm not 100%, but I have a general idea of what I want to do. I just don't know 100%. That's that on that. I love reading. I'm very much into stuff like Area 51, aliens, Bigfoot. Definitely, I always go by the motto, weird is normal, normal is weird. What's normal to me would be weird for somebody else. And what's normal for somebody else is weird for me. I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a weird conspiracy theorist. I believe, Area 51 is more than just top secret stuff, like planes and all that stuff. Bigfoot exists. Aliens exist. Also big on Wild West. Oh my God, I love Wild West. Billy the Kid, Wyatt Earp, all that. I love watching Western stuff. I love watching stuff on YouTube on Appalachian outlaw, stuff like that. I love watching stuff like that. I love being outdoors, up in the mountains, dispersed camping, small town, the mom and pop towns, and going to the small stores that have everything, the grocery store and hardware store and shopping store all in one. That's the stuff that I love. I love the old mining towns, ghost towns, paranormal. In one of my videos you seen, I was at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, which is haunted. Loved it. Will definitely go back a million times more. That's the stuff I love. I love my son. I love traveling. I love living in a van. I'm a minimalist, but like my stuff. Definitely got that gypsy soul. Oh, God dang. I'm getting grayer and grayer as I get older. Squirrel. I definitely undiagnosed ADHD. I have attention deficit. I'm just short attention span. I like meeting new people. I'm not a huge crowds person. If I go to Walmart and it's packed, I get in and get out. I just don't like dealing with that. But when it's quiet, different story. I've had the ambulance 2 years, but van life for 3 come December. Definitely want to improve the back. I like the storage that I have, but I'd love to gut it out, re-insulate it better, and make it better accommodating. Just can't do it right now. I ain't got the money. But will. Wouldn't change it for the world. Very single. Plan on staying single. As you can tell, I'm bouncing all around. Definitely wanted, like I said, complete welding school. Find my niche in the welding community and travel doing it. While also visiting towns like Savannah, the whole haunted, paranormal. I love photography and drone stuff. Also visiting backcountry places, small towns, dispersed camping. Getting the van decked out to be fully off-grid, and I can't think of the word. It'll come to me later. But that whole genre of, off-grid van life. Definitely have welding as my primary pay with my disability pay, and travel, weld, see the country, meet new people. Overland, that's the word. I knew it'd come to me. But yeah, like I said, that's kind of the plan. That's a little bit about me. I'm definitely a quiet person for being 6'2", 280. I'm a big guy, but I'm very quiet. I like keeping myself, but once you get me yapping, I yap. Today is just a gloomy day, raining all day. Definitely got to go do a little bit of shopping. Been craving burritos and nachos. Probably go do that today. Like I said, the reason I chose van life was not that I don't like having an apartment, it's just, no. I like traveling and being around in new towns and new places and seeing new things. So, like I said, single, Army veteran, disabled, learning to weld, single dad, van life. I definitely did a video a couple weeks ago about possibly, changing the name of the channel, because everyone knows that I'm a van lifer. I live in a van. That's not going to change unless something changes that. Everybody, there's a million videos about, or not videos, but a million channels, van life with such and such, or van life with this. I think anyone that follows me or knows, I'll always involve me living in a van, but I also want to involve other stuff that I like, seeing the Wild West towns like Tombstone, and photography and drone and paranormal, and all the stuff I like. I wanted, the foundation for this will always be van life. That's that, but I want to involve other stuff, and I got to think up of a name other than van life with me. It's always going to be van life with me, but I want to do different stuff, and I definitely kind of got a kick in the butt on that, as I follow Van City Van Life, which is now the Chrome Project. He's a big influence on me choosing this lifestyle and deciding to spice things up and change the name, which he did. Another one I like is Foresty Forest. He's not just van life, but he loves the backcountry, you know, climbing mountains, and his dog, which is, I would love to meet them. Just at some point I'm going to figure out a new name, which it will still, like I said, the foundation is van life, but involve everything, and meet new people and weld and do dispersed camping and all that stuff. So that's that. Everything, all that stuff that I just mentioned will be in my videos across the board. But I wanted to come on, do a nice little video, kind of let y'all know about me. My videos aren't fancy and got music and, you know, different angles and all that stuff. When it comes to editing, I have a lot to learn. I don't have a $1,000 laptop or $1,000 computer system, which, you know, I eventually want to get a nice functional laptop to edit videos and do everything. It's just something I can't do right now until I get the funds. But when I do get all that stuff, and I also get one thing I got to work on is getting my drone license. Is do better videos and have the aerial and stuff like that. But my videos will always be simple until I can learn to do it better. Like I said, I'm big into photography. Would love to get better cameras and all that stuff. Again, money, work in progress. I definitely want to grow this channel to be bigger and better than just me sitting here telling you stuff and stuff. It will get better, trust me. But I'm babbling now and bouncing all over. But yeah, I'll definitely add more info about me in other videos. If there's anything that any of you wonderful squatchy weirdos that are like me, or if anyone has any questions or wants a video of whatever about me, I'll make a short about it or something. But I'm gonna wrap this one up. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button like everyone says, like, comment, and all that stuff. To all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. You are officially a member of the Sasquatchian Weirdo family. Thank you. For anyone watching that's not a subscribe, like I said, please smash that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. Like and comment. Like I said, if there's anything you want to know about me or anything, just be free to ask, and I'll maybe, accumulate up a little list of stuff. And oh, yes, in my time in the Army, I spent 2 tours in South Korea and 1 to Afghanistan. Forgot to add that part in there. I was a cook in the Army. Love the outdoors, love hunting, love paranormal, love Wild West, love the Old West, love watching stuff like that. Yeah, so till next time, love life, live life, enjoy life, love each other. To my son, I love you. Happy belated Thanksgiving. I already told you that. Merry Christmas. Watch y'all later. Till next time.